Welcome to WizBooks, where we break down the best book insights so you don't have to.
I like that.
Today, we're diving deep into the Almanack of Naval Ravikant,
Ooh, yeah.
which is kind of this guide to, well,
It's a good one.
it is, yeah, wealth and happiness through, like, smarter thinking, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So much wisdom packed in here from Naval's experience
There's so much, yeah.
as an entrepreneur, investor, all that good stuff.
It's like you're getting a cheat sheet to life, pretty much.
Yeah, it really is.
It is.
So one of the things that really stood out to me
Yeah.
was how he kind of separates these two big ideas, wealth and happiness.
Right.
Like, they're connected, but they're also their own, like, skills to master.
They are, yeah.
It's not just about, like, getting rich.
Don't
It's
think about the whole picture.
yeah, exactly. Designing a life
Yeah. Where you feel good, content, joyful,
fulfilled, yeah.
all of it.
And he really challenges that whole, like, conventional idea of, oh, wealth. Just
Happens to some people.
or you're born into it or whatever.
Exactly. He says it's a skill.
It is.
You can learn it.
Like anything else.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
It is.
Because so many people think like,
You're either born with it or you're not.
yeah, exactly.
But he really pushes back on that.
Yeah.
And he even says, like, you know, if he lost everything
Oh, wow.
and was dropped off in any English-speaking country,
Okay.
he believes he could rebuild his fortune within 5 to 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, that's a pretty bold statement.
That's a bold statement.
It is.
So it's like there's
a formula.
yeah.
There's a set of principles that you can apply,
Okay.
regardless of your starting point.
So I guess the question then becomes, what are those skills?
What is the secret sauce?
What are those wealth building skills?
Yeah.
So one of the key ingredients that he talks about
Okay.
is what he calls specific knowledge.
Specific knowledge, okay? And this isn't something you can just learn from a textbook
Right.
or a course.
Got it.
It's really the knowledge that comes from your unique experiences,
Okay.
your passions, your individual talents.
So it's not just about like acquiring information,
right.
but it's like finding that thing.
It's about finding your niche
Yeah.
where you naturally excel.
It's almost like play to you, but
Yeah, it feels like play.
yeah, work to other people.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
right.
So, you know, think about someone like a gifted salesperson. Maybe
Yeah.
they don't have a formal degree in sales,
Right.
but they just have this natural ability
Yeah.
to connect with people,
Yeah.
persuade them.
Got it.
Or a talented coder
Mm-hmm.
who can build innovative software because they genuinely enjoy
Challenge.
the challenge of solving problems.
Like that's their thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
specific knowledge in action.
I feel like we get caught up so often in
In-
trying to fit into these predefined,
Oh.
career paths.
Right.
And Naval is saying, like,
Find what makes you special
yeah,
and double down on that.
own it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Develop it.
Yeah.
So you've got the specific knowledge, but then he talks about leverage,
Yes, levers.
which is like force multiplying
It's amplifying your efforts.
your efforts. Yeah.
Exactly.
So is that how you take that specific knowledge
Yes.
and like create real impact?
Yeah, to create impact and wealth.
Wealth, okay.
And he breaks leverage down
Okay.
into 3 main types.
Okay, more minute.
Okay, so you've got labor leverage,
Yeah.
capital leverage,
Okay.
and what he calls permissionless leverage.
Ooh, permissionless. Okay.
Yeah.
Break those down for me.
Okay, so labor leverage,
Mm-hmm.
that's your traditional model.
Like hiring people.
Yeah, hiring people to work for you.
Got it.
Capital leverage,
Mm-hmm.
using money to make more money.
Okay, so like investing,
Investing, stocks, real estate.
real estate. Okay.
But the one that's most intriguing, and I think especially relevant today,
Okay.
is permissionless leverage.
Permissionless.
And this is where things get really exciting.
Okay.
Because it doesn't require anyone's approval.
Ooh, interesting.
So think about things like
Okay.
code, media, content creation.
Okay.
You can write a piece of software,
Mm-hmm.
create a course, build an audience online
Yeah.
without needing anyone's permission.
And then it can work for you. Like,
24/7.
yeah, 24/7.
Potentially reaching millions of people.
So instead of trading your time for money,
Right.
you're building these assets that just like
Generate value.
generate value.
Yeah, when you're sleeping.
It's like having a digital workforce
It is. It's amazing.
that never sleeps.
Exactly.
That's wild.
And the best part is
Yeah.
it's more accessible than ever.
Okay.
You don't need a huge investment.
to start a blog, a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
write an ebook.
That is pretty empowering.
It is that anyone can. Like,
If you have an internet connection
And a skill.
and a unique skill set,
You can leverage that.
leverage it and like potentially build wealth.
Create wealth. Reach a global audience.
Well, okay.
It's incredible.
Then, of course, it's not just about having the tools, right?
Right. You need to know how to use them.
You got to make good decisions.
Exactly.
And that's where judgment comes in.
Judgment, yes.
And he says that's even more important than hard work, right?
He does, especially in a world of leverage.
Okay, why is that?
So think about it this way.
Okay.
If you're making decisions that amplify your efforts
Mm-hmm.
100-fold,
Wow.
even a small mistake
Oh, yeah.
can be magnified significantly.
Right.
But on the other hand, a slightly better decision
Yeah.
can lead to exponentially better outcomes.
It's like the butterfly effect,
It is, yeah.
but for business.
Exactly, for business and wealth creation.
Wealth creation. Okay.
So he suggests
Yeah.
studying disciplines like microeconomics, game theory. Okay.
Psychology, even ethics,
Interesting.
to sharpen your decision-making skills.
So it's like you're training your mind
You're training your mind to think strategically.
to like anticipate consequences
Yes, anticipate consequence.
and make choices that are aligned with
Your long-term goals.
your long-term goals. Okay.
Exactly.
It's interesting how much he talks about these like
Mental models.
mental models.
That
Yeah.
He loves mental models.
Like frameworks for making better decisions.
Exactly, for understanding the world and making better decisions.
Love it.
He even encourages setting what he calls an aspirational hourly rate.
Okay.
And this isn't just for like billing clients,
Right.
but it's for evaluating how you spend your time.
Ooh, okay. Tell me more about that.
Okay, so let's say
Yeah.
you set an aspirational rate of $5,000 an hour.
$5,000 an hour. Okay.
So before taking on any task,
Yeah.
you ask yourself,
Okay.
is this activity worth $5,000 an hour of my time?
Okay.
If not, delegate it, automate it,
Okay.
or eliminate it.
Wow.
It's a powerful way
Yeah.
to prioritize your time.
It's like really valuing your time.
It is. It's about treating your time as a precious resource.
A precious resource. Yeah.
And investing it wisely.
So we've talked about specific knowledge. We've talked
Mhm.
about leverage. We've talked about judgment.
Right.
But then he also talks about playing long-term games.
Yes. Long-term games.
What does that mean?
So he's talking about
Yeah.
building genuine relationships,
Okay.
focusing on sustainable growth,
Hmm.
resisting the temptation to chase those
Quick wins.
quick wins or shortcuts.
So it's about building a really solid foundation
it is.
in your business, in your life.
Exactly.
Instead of constantly
chasing the shiny object.
the shiny object, right?
Exactly.
And he has this anecdote
He does.
about an investor
Mm-hmm.
who consistently goes above and beyond,
Yes.
even if it means like sacrificing.
Short-term profits.
Yeah.
But by doing that,
Yeah.
he builds trust.
Okay.
He builds goodwill.
Got it.
And that leads to stronger relationships
Okay.
and more lucrative opportunities down the road.
So it's like playing the long game in relationships
It is.
also has like that compounding effect.
It does, just like with financial investments.
Yeah, you got to think long term.
You do.
And it makes you think about like
Mhm.
how often we don't.
We prioritize immediate gratification
Yeah, exactly.
over long-term sustainability.
In business and in life.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's like a reminder
It is.
to slow down.
Slow down,
Think long term.
play the long game.
Yeah,
And that's not just about how you play the game.
right.
It's about who you play it with.
Who you're with. Yeah.
Exactly.
So surrounding yourself with the right people
Yes.
who share your values, support your vision.
Long-term vision. Yeah.
He calls them long-term people
He does.
who are in it for the right reasons.
Exactly.
Who will go the distance.
You have your...
Who have your back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like choosing the right partners in business and in life.
It's essential
It's a
for long-term success and happiness.
Okay, so we've talked about the wealth side,
Right.
building wealth.
Mhm.
Then there's that other side,
The happiness side.
the happiness side of the equation.
Yeah.
And he's got some like
Interesting perspective.
really interesting perspectives.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little unconventional.
He does.
We're going to dive into that
Yes.
in part 2 of this episode.
Looking forward to it. It's interesting how he kind of flips the script on happiness.
Yeah.
He doesn't see it as this like,
Destination.
yeah, this thing you chase after.
Stop chasing it.
You're always striving for it.
Right.
He says it's more like
Okay.
a skill.
Let's get.
Cultivate.
Okay.
It's a state of mind you can actually practice and develop.
Okay. So instead of I'll be happy when,
Exactly.
that kind of thing.
It's like you can choose happiness now,
Okay.
regardless of
Your circumstances.
yeah, your external circumstances.
That's a very different way of thinking about it.
It is.
I like that.
It's an inside job.
Inside job.
Yeah, you can't rely on external factors because
Well,
those are always changing.
they're always changing.
Exactly.
So how do you actually practice happiness?
Right.
Like, what are the
One of
techniques?
the things you can do,
Yeah.
well, one of the key things he talks about
Right.
is minimizing your exposure
Yeah.
to things that tend to hijack your emotions
Yeah.
and pull you out of the present moment.
So, like, what kind of things are we talking about?
So things like
Yeah.
excessive social media use,
Yep.
consuming too much sugar, caffeine,
Okay, I'm guilty of those.
or even surrounding yourself with
Yeah.
people who drain your energy.
Oh, energy vampires.
Yeah, those energy vampires.
Okay.
So it's about becoming aware of those triggers,
Okay.
those things that make you feel, negative emotions, dissatisfaction, and then making conscious choices
To minimize them.
to minimize them or eliminate them.
So you're creating an environment
Yes,
that supports your well-being.
exactly. Your mental and physical well-being.
Okay.
He even suggests telling your friends you're a happy person.
Okay. How does that help?
So it's what he calls consistency bias.
Okay.
By declaring yourself as a happy person,
Yeah.
you're more likely to act in ways
Okay.
that are consistent with that identity.
So it's like social pressure?
It is. It's like using social pressure
Okay.
to your
To
advantage.
keep you accountable.
Exactly.
I like that. That's a good one.
It's a good hack.
It is.
And of course,
Yeah.
he's a huge advocate for meditation.
Meditation, yeah.
Meditation is a cornerstone of his philosophy.
Yeah, he talks about it a lot.
He does.
So it's a way to, like, train your mind.
It is. It's training your mind to be more present,
Okay.
more aware, less reactive.
To all the ups and downs.
So the chaos
To the chaos of life.
of life, exactly. He says it's like
It's like intermittent fasting.
for the mind.
For the mind, yeah.
Give your mind a break
Give it a break.
from the constant,
chatter.
the noise,
Yeah.
and let it settle into stillness.
If you find that clarity,
If you find clarity, peace,
Yeah.
and that deeper sense of happiness.
it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if you're constantly bombarded
Right.
with information, stimuli,
It's hard to find that inner peace.
it really is.
Meditation is like hitting the reset button
Oh.
for your mind.
But then that's like, what about those times
Mhm.
when you inevitably face challenges?
Right, when things get tough.
Like, how do you deal with that?
Well, he has this great happiness hack.
Okay, I'm ready.
He uses
Lay it on me.
finding the positive in every situation.
Okay, so it's like when life gives you lemons,
Yeah, make lemon.
make lemonade, right?
Exactly.
But it sounds like he takes it a step further.
He does.
It's not just about making the best of it.
It's about actively searching for the good,
Okay.
even when things seem really difficult.
Okay, so give me an example. Like,
Sure, he tells a story about
Yeah.
how someone once flooded his inbox
oh,
with hundreds of photos.
okay.
And instead of getting annoyed,
Yeah.
he saw it as an opportunity
Wait.
to exercise his judgment
Okay.
and pick out his favorite ones.
Okay, so he reframed it
He reframed it.
from a negative to a positive.
Exactly.
I like that.
It's a simple but powerful shift.
It is, but I imagine it's not always easy to do that,
No, it's not.
especially when you're dealing with real challenges.
Right, when life throws you a curveball,
Right, exactly.
he acknowledges that
Okay.
he doesn't sugarcoat things.
Okay.
Life can be difficult,
It can.
but he argues that accepting reality,
Mm-hmm.
even the parts that are challenging,
Okay.
is crucial for finding peace.
That's a very, like, stoic approach.
It is, yeah.
Very much so.
He's influenced by Stoicism. And he's not just talking about accepting the good parts of life.
Right.
He's talking about accepting,
The bad.
the inevitability of suffering,
Oh, wow.
even death.
Okay, that got real deep, real fast.
It does.
How does he talk about that?
Well, he sees it as a way
Oh, you
to
mean-
appreciate the preciousness of life,
Okay.
to motivate you,
Okay.
to make the most of every moment.
Okay.
He even suggests keeping death on the forefront of your mind.
Not in a, like, morbid way.
No, not in a morbid way, but
Uh-uh.
as a reminder to live fully
Okay.
and to focus on what truly matters.
Wow, that's a real perspective shift.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up
Right.
in the day-to-day.
And the grind.
The grind.
And forget about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So this awareness of our own mortality
Yeah.
can actually be liberating.
Okay.
It helps us let go of those petty worries.
The small stuff.
Yeah, the small stuff.
The anxieties.
And focus on what truly brings us joy and fulfillment.
Makes you realize life is short.
It does.
You know, you should spend your time doing things that matter, that make you feel alive.
Exactly.
So we've talked about, like, these external things,
Right.
but he also dives into, like,
The internal.
yeah, identity self-improvement.
Yes, and this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
He has some unconventional ideas
About personal growth.
about personal growth. Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So he is a big proponent of shedding your identity.
Shedding your identity. Okay.
Letting go of those,
Like labels.
yeah, those rigid self-concepts
Okay.
that can limit your potential
So instead of trying to force yourself
into a mold.
into a mold,
Mm.
you should be more
Fluid.
adaptable. Exactly.
Okay.
He argues that our egos,
Yeah.
the stories we tell ourselves,
About who we are.
yeah, about who we are,
Okay.
can prevent us from seeing reality clearly
Okay.
and making wise decisions.
Because we get so attached. We do. We get attached to these labels.
See these labels and we're like,
Yeah.
I'm this kind of person, so I can't do
I
that.
can't do that, or I'm not good at this.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So he encourages us to constantly question our assumptions,
Okay.
to be open to new experiences,
Yeah.
new perspectives.
To be humble, to admit that you might be wrong
Exactly. And to update your beliefs
based on new information.
based on new data. Yeah.
Okay. I like
He
it.
even suggests
Yeah.
that instead of trying to discipline yourself
Okay.
into becoming someone you're not,
Yeah.
you should actually update your self-image
Okay.
to align with your desired outcomes.
So it's kind of like,
It's like fake it till you make it.
yeah, fake it till you make it, but on a deeper level.
On a deeper level.
You're not just changing your behavior. You're
Right.
changing your beliefs
Your beliefs about who you are.
about who you are. Yeah.
And he believes this can have a profound impact
Okay.
on your actions and your reality.
So if you believe you're capable
You're more likely to
to act in
act in ways that support that.
that support that belief.
It's almost like setting that internal compass
It is. It's setting an internal compass
that guides you.
that guides you towards your goals.
But that takes a lot of self-awareness.
It does a lot of honesty
Honesty.
to confront those limiting beliefs
Those limiting beliefs.
that are holding you back.
Okay.
And this ties into
Yeah.
his emphasis on continuous learning.
Continuous learning. He's a big reader.
He is. He's a voracious reader.
Huge reader, yeah.
And he encourages everyone
To
reading a daily habit.
make it a habit.
But his approach is a little different.
Different. Okay. I've heard he has some unusual reading habits.
He does.
Tell me more about that.
So he doesn't feel obligated to
Okay.
finish every book he starts.
Oh, interesting.
He treats them more like blog posts,
Okay.
skipping ahead,
Just getting the nuggets.
getting the nuggets, the key insights that resonate with him.
That's a very efficient way to read.
It is, especially today,
So much content.
when we're overwhelmed with information.
Information overload.
Yeah.
It is. So it's not just about reading for pleasure. It's about building that,
that foundation.
yeah, that intellectual
Actually
foundation.
make better decisions.
Understand the world.
Understand the word, make better decisions.
Exactly.
Okay.
He also suggests focusing on
Yeah.
reading foundational texts,
Okay.
particularly in like hard sciences,
Oh, okay.
mathematics.
Interesting.
He argues that these provide,
That solid base.
yeah, a solid base of knowledge.
And then you can build from there.
It's
So it's like,
It's balancing the practical
yeah.
with the philosophical,
Okay.
the timeless with the timely.
He even has a hack
He does.
for getting back into the habit of reading.
If you've fallen out of it,
Yeah.
he says treat books like disposable blog posts.
What does that mean?
It means taking the pressure off.
You don't have to finish every book.
Got it.
Explore different ideas without feeling overwhelmed.
Permission to not finish a book.
Exactly.
If it doesn't grab you,
Put it down.
move on.
Move on to something else.
Okay, that does take the guilt out.
It does.
Yeah.
So, alongside reading,
Mm-hmm.
he emphasizes developing foundational skills,
Okay.
particularly in mathematics and persuasion.
Mathematics and persuasion. Those seem
A little
a
different.
little different, yeah. But he argues
Okay.
that they're both essential
Essential
for navigating the modern world.
regardless of your field.
Regardless of what you do,
Okay.
math helps you think logically,
Problem solved.
solve problems, yes.
Persuasion is about,
Communicating your ideas,
connecting with people.
connecting with people, influencing others. It's interesting how he ties those two together.
He does.
One's very analytical.
Right.
One's very much about human connection.
He sees them as complementary,
Okay.
being able to think clearly and communicate persuasively.
That's powerful.
It's a powerful combination.
It is.
He also has some
Yeah.
interesting decision-making heuristics.
Heuristics, what are those?
So those are mental shortcuts.
Okay.
Simple rules of thumb
Okay.
that can help you make decisions more efficiently.
So, like, what's an example of that?
For example,
Yeah.
he says if you can't decide whether to do something,
Yeah.
the answer is probably no.
Oh, interesting.
So trust your gut
Trust your gut.
if you're not feeling it.
Yeah.
Don't force it.
Don't force it. Okay.
Avoid getting bogged down in indecision.
Indecision, yeah.
And make sure you're only pursuing things
That you really want to do.
that resonate with you.
Okay.
He also encourages people to run uphill.
Run uphill. What's that mean?
It means choosing the path.
Okay.
That's more challenging in the short term,
Okay.
but likely to lead to greater rewards
Down the road.
in the long run.
So it's overcoming that tendency
That natural tendency
to take the easy route.
to seek comfort
Comfort, yeah.
and instead embrace the challenges
That will make you grow.
that will lead to growth and fulfillment.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger,
exactly.
but it's more than that.
It's about choosing the path
That leads to growth,
that leads to greater growth,
even if it's harder.
even if it's the harder path.
Yeah.
His whole philosophy is about
Maximizing your potential.
maximizing your potential, yes,
In terms of wealth
wealth and happiness.
and happiness.
But he's clear that it's not about shortcuts.
It's not a quick fix.
No quick fix.
It's about putting in the work,
Putting in the work,
the right mindset,
the right mindset,
making consistent choices
consistent choices
that
and
align with.
your values and your vision.
So it's like playing the long game
It is.
in your career, in your life,
Absolutely.
and ultimately,
It's a single-player game.
it is a single-player game.
We're each responsible for our own well-being and happiness.
That's a good reminder.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up
In comparison.
comparing yourself.
Yeah, looking for external validation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
It's about creating a life.
that is meaningful and fulfilling for you.
For you, yeah.
Exactly.
And that requires taking ownership
Taking ownership
of your choices, your actions.
and creating a life that aligns with your values.
Wow. So much to unpack here.
There is.
We've covered a lot of ground
We have.
in this deep dive into the Almanack of Naval Ravikant.
It's a dense book.
But the key takeaway,
Yeah.
success starts
With the right mindset.
with the right mindset.
Yeah, it really does. Like, he emphasizes that you have that power, you know,
Yeah.
to shape your reality, to create that life
Mm-hmm.
that's both wealthy and fulfilling.
Yeah. And it's not about like
Like,
luck or circumstances or...
it's about making those choices.
Yeah.
Taking action.
It's interesting because he doesn't really give you like
A step-by-step.
a step-by-step guide. Yeah.
He gives you more of a framework.
A framework for thinking about it
Yeah, for thinking about wealth, happiness, and life.
in a more empowered way.
In a more empowered way, exactly.
Yeah. He really challenges you to question like
Those narratives.
those narratives, those stories we tell ourselves
The stories we tell ourselves about why we can't do things.
about why we're not good enough.
Or wait, we're not worthy.
Yeah. All of that.
All of that.
And
Yeah.
he's like, break free from that
Break free from that.
and like embrace a bigger vision.
Embrace a more expansive view of what's possible.
And he reminds you that it's not like
A straight line.
a linear journey.
It's messy. There are setbacks.
It's messy.
There are
Just-
detours along the way.
I love that line he has.
What is it?
He says, the most successful people I know started out as losers.
He does say that.
It's so counterintuitive.
It is, but it makes sense when you think about it.
If you've never failed,
Right?
you're less likely to. Like,
Take risks.
take risks. Push yourself.
Get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So those who have faced challenges have developed that resilience,
Resilience.
that determination
that you need
that serves them well.
in the long run.
In the long run,
They
exactly.
know how to navigate, like,
The ups and downs, yeah?
bounce back from adversity.
Yeah.
And those are essential skills.
For any kind of success, really.
Absolutely.
So it's like his whole approach is about
Empowering you.
empowering you
Yeah. To take control.
take control of your life.
Become the architect of your own destiny.
Yeah.
It's recognizing that you have that power
To choose,
to choose happiness, to create wealth.
to live a life that
Is meaningful.
is
Like I should
meaningful.
say.
And he's not giving you, like, all the answers.
Right. He's not saying do this, do that.
It's more like
Principles.
principles and tools
Those and framework
that you can apply
to your own
to
situation.
our own unique situation. Yeah, it's like he's giving you the keys to the kingdom,
Okay.
but it's up to you to open the door and step inside.
I love that. That's a good one.
It's a good analogy.
It's exciting and kind of daunting.
It is. It is a little bit of both.
But I think like that's where the real power lies,
It is
in taking ownership
owning your life.
and creating something that's truly
Align
with what you want.
with your values.
Your values, your aspirations, all of that.
He reminds us it's a single-player game.
Yeah, yeah.
We each have our own unique journey,
Right.
our own definition of success.
Our own definition of success, yeah. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the Almanack of Naval Ravikant,
It's been a good one.
it has been a good one. I'm curious, like,
Yeah.
what resonated most with you?
What are you taking away from this?
Yeah, what are you going to apply?
I think for me, it's that reminder to focus on the long game,
Okay,
to really hone those essential skills,
Like what?
like judgment, decision-making,
Yeah.
and to never stop learning and growing.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
And one that can really transform your life
Absolutely.
if you embrace it.
If you put it into practice.
Yeah. Success starts with the right mindset.
Yeah.
Which of Naval's insights will you apply first? If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a powerful book summary from WizBooks.